video, we'll be discussing what are the NCA exams and what can you expect writing these exams. So first and foremostly, what are the NCA exams? They are pass-fail open book exams, pass being a 50%. So knowing that it's an open book exam means that you can highlight, tab, anything that you want to bring into the exam. And I would strongly recommend that you know your materials very well. So whether you have a table of contents for your notes that you've created, or you've purchased notes, which I found very useful from the NCA Tutor, it's a great way for you to know how to navigate through that material while you're in the exam so you save time. Because it really is an exam of how much do you understand and how much can you deliver and analyze and assess within a certain amount of time. That being said, when it comes to time management in the NCA exams, what I found very useful is to use the percentage of each question as a determinative factor to give that question the amount of time that the percentage requires of it. So let me give you an example, because that probably sounded like jargon. If you have an essay-based question that is worth 25% and the exam is 3 hours long, only give that question 25% of 3 hours. Don't give it more than that. If you have an exam which is a mix of short-based questions and essay-based questions, say there's like 10 short-based questions that are each 10% long, and you have a couple essay-based questions that are X amount of percentage, give each of the questions that amount of time. Sometimes it would translate to 10%, 10 minutes. So just be mindful of that. Don't give yourself more time than that and move on to the next question so that you can really give a shot at every question and put your best foot forward when completing the exams. So know your materials very well when it comes to the NCA exams. It might sound easier perhaps. I actually thought that because I come from a law school where our exams are all closed book. I think only for criminal law we were allowed to bring the criminal law manual, but aside from that, and I think for contract law we were allowed one piece of paper to bring in, but aside from that everything was, no material, all memory, and you had to do the whole IRAC kind of answer, which is issue, rule, application, conclusion, which I would also suggest is a great way to approach the NCA exams when it comes to answering them. So again, IRAC is issue, what is the issue that you're trying to address in the question? Rule, what is the rule of law that can be applied, which is the A in the IRAC, the application of the rule to the actual issue, and then the conclusion, which just wraps it up. So there are 5 mandatory courses that you must take regardless of how many assessments you are given. There are 5 core courses every single NCA student will have to write. So what are those 5 exams? It is constitutional law, administrative law, foundations of Canadian law, criminal law, and professional responsibility. If you did a 3-year LLB from the UK, you are likely to only have to write the 5 core courses. If you did a 2-year LLB, you are likely to write the 5 core courses with an additional 2 elective courses from a list of electives. Be mindful that if you did go to a UK law school in which you completed an NCA elective that is recognized by the FLSC, you will not be allowed to complete that exam when you come back to Canada. So for example, if you did evidence in City University and then you come back to Canada, you're mandated to write 7 exams. Evidence will not be an option available to you because you already wrote or you already did a certain exam equivalent to that in your LLB. But then again, every individual is assessed on a subjective basis, which is assessed on their academic credentials as well as their professional history. So it can differ. Currently, though, every student is required to write the 5 mandatory core courses. If you are from another jurisdiction, you may have to write even more than 7 exams, sometimes 14 exams. but it really is an individual assessment. And you can get somewhat of an idea of what your assessment will look like if you go onto the FLSC website, Federation of Law Society's website, and they have a tool where you can self-assess, and you just simply go through the questions that they ask of you, and you can get somewhat of an idea of what will be required of you. That is not a determinative factor, because everyone, as I said before, is assessed on an individual basis. So do keep that in mind even when you do the self-assessment online. When it comes to what order to write these exams in, foundations of Canadian law, constitutional law, and administrative law overlap a lot. So there are suggestions that people should probably do those 3 exams together. The NCA Tutor recommends that you complete constitutional and administrative law before you complete foundations of Canadian law. If you are someone that, has various duties, you're a parent, you're taking on a job, you work part-time, you don't have that much to, time to actually give to study for these exams, you just want to write one exam, get a taste of it, and perhaps write one exam in each sitting, I would personally suggest that you just try professional responsibility, because it's a very, in my opinion, straightforward exam. But that's just my opinion. Professional responsibility is very important. All 5 core courses, all the exams are important. So it's not a matter of which one is easier or not. It's just that the content is much more straightforward to get a hold of and to engage with. Currently, the NCA exams are being administered on a monthly basis. That means there are different exams for each month that are available to candidates. The 5 core courses are usually available for each sitting. Registration is closed about 3 months prior to the month in which you will be writing the exam. So for example, if you are writing in November, the registration date closes in August, but registration also differs, so be mindful of what the registration dates are. Those are available on the NCA website. When it comes to elective courses, they differ from when they're actually available. So just to wrap up what has been discussed today, the NCA exams are open book, pass-fail exams, a pass being a 50%. A good way to utilize your time efficiently when writing these exams is to give each question the amount of time that the percentage of the exam is actually asking of it. So 10%, give it 10% of the time. Know your materials very well. I personally found the NCA Tutor's exam notes to be very useful, because you will not have the time to learn something new during the exam. You have to understand your material. You probably won't be sieving through 300 pages of a textbook or your notes when you're writing the exam. So know your material very well. And the IRAC principle, issue, rule, application, conclusion is a great way to self-study for these exams and to actually answer questions when it comes to these exams. I hope you guys found this useful. Thank you for watching, and all the best.